Okay, so we started our oxtails. They're in the oil. So what you're gonna want to do is actually I can take. So you just want to lay them down like that. We'll space them out. You don't want to take too much of your onions and your seasoning in there because you don't want it to be too burnt. So you're just gonna take like that and just do like 5 minutes on each side until they're browned, and then we're gonna build our sauce after that. Um, so I have these, and then I have the vegetables that are gonna go in there, and then I have the wet ingredients that are gonna go in there. That's what the oxtails look like because they're fully seasoned now, and that's the flour that I'm gonna use so that I can thicken my sauce. But there's my coconut milk and my tomato sauce and my seasoning. I didn't make this really salty. This right here, we didn't make this really salty because we're gonna add seasoning back into it. And I got my beer there. I got my Guinness. I'm not probably gonna use all of that. It's, how big is it? It's like, like a tall bottle. So I'm not gonna use all that. What I am gonna do is cut my heat up a little bit. Not a lot, because you don't want to be splashed in oil. That shit hurts. But let's give you, I guess, a rundown of what we're doing today. So we're gonna do oxtails, and then we're gonna do rice and peas. I have to actually boil some peas, and then just when you boil the peas, I'm gonna show you that too. You boil the peas, you let the peas sit, and then they soak up the moisture. And then you do your rice, and that soaks up that moisture, and then you'll be good. Okay. Hold on. Ooh, okay. I can show you what type of peas they are. They're small red beans. Like, you just boil them, and then you get everything together. Matter of fact, we can do that now while we're waiting on these to brown. Hold on. Okay, so we're gonna do our beans. This is about 16 ounces. We want to do about half of the bag. This water is already warm to kind of get it started. See, about half the bag. And then, just take a little spoon and mix it. And you're gonna bring these to a boil, and then you're going to just let them sit in like extremely hot water for an hour, and then you're going to drain them, and then we're gonna do the rice. But let's get back to these. So you see, you got it on this side. You can see how it has like a nice brown color. Now, when we're done with this, you're not gonna wipe out this pan. I mean, if it has like a little bit excess oil, you can drain the oil, but don't wipe out the pan because you're gonna want this to build your stock. But you see what I mean? Like how it got dark on there, on that side. And hold on. Oh yeah. Now see, it got dark on this side too. Some people, they like theirs a little bit darker. I'm probably gonna take these a little bit darker for your bigger pieces. It's a thicker piece of meat, so it's gonna take a little bit more finesse to get it to be brown. And then, you want this nice deep brown color. I mean, because oxtail stew, you want the brown on it. I'm not going to show you how to make browning because I don't feel like being killed by sugar today. I have, what I made is like a roux, and I'll show y'all how to do that when everything is nice and caramelized. But in the meantime, I made a seasoning blend, and I'll show you. That's what I have in this neat little thing here. I'm gonna put y'all up on, something that the grannies do when they have to stretch things. So it's like onion powder and the allspice, the herbs de Provence, because we're fancy niggas, cloves. Cloves gives like a nice warm, like if you ever eat like Caribbean food and you wonder like what the warm is in there, like cloves, allspice. Sometimes the ladies put nutmeg in there. Now this is what my grandmother does. This is what my grandmother from Alabama does. When she wants to make her stock, I'm doing half and half. Like this is a dedication to everybody. One grandma, the other grandma. So she puts this in there. She puts a packet or two, depending upon how much she has. I only have one in here mixed up with the other seasonings because I'm not necessarily sure how everything's gonna pan out. I got tomato sauce. Some people put ketchup. I have brown sugar in here already, so I don't really necessarily feel the need for ketchup. But, my father's probably gonna come in here and sneak ketchup in here. And I'm gonna taste it. He's gonna think, oh no, she can't taste it, but I'm gonna taste it. What else I have in there is a little bit of the green saison. The reason that we use this instead of the red top or anything, because this doesn't have a lot of pepper in it and it's a little bit less saltier. So what ends up happening is, you're gonna use this, which is extremely salty. So you want to balance everything out. And then the beer. Oh, what am I doing? And then we have the beer here, and that's to make the broth. My family drinks an obscene amount of tea. And then we have the coconut milk, and that is, to add some creaminess to it. If I need it, I might use some browning. If I need it, I might use some wiggle. This is Maggie. Shout out to all the Caribbeans. I'm going to use a little bit of accent. Accent is what makes things taste like more. That is not a sodium glutamate. I don't have a problem with eating that. If you do, you can leave it out. That's no problem for me. I mean, and really, all of this is to your taste. Like, this is how I've watched everybody make theirs. So, it's like kind of an amalgamation of that. And really like how I like food to taste. But when you do this, you're going to want a very thick bottomed pan. And you're going to want tongs. I know a lot of older black people like to do things with spoons, but nah, you're going to need some tongs. And, you see, got the nice brown on it on that side. We're going to brown it up on that side too. And then the next time you see this, it'll be done. And I'll show you where I'm putting it. I have to get a bowl. I'm not going to show you me climbing up on things because I'm short, but I will show you the beans. You see, they started to boil, so I got to get a cover and cover them, and then they'll be done in about an hour. It's 3:16 now. These take about 2.5 hours to cook, so I have to brown off everything. I anticipate eating by about 6:30, 7 o'clock, maybe 7:30. But I was going to do this in the pressure cooker, but I don't know about that. But this is just basically everything that we have to do. Oh, and this is what's going to be our roux. I'm going to show you how to do that too. Alright. Oh, I just wanted to add that oxtails have a lot of fat on them, so you don't have to add any more oil to the pot. Once this starts rendering off, you just keep cooking it in its own fat. That's just one thing I had wanted to add. And then you see your beans, they're floating, so soon you're going to take those and just cover them. I feel like I'm missing something. It'll come to me soon, but in the meantime, I will see y'all later. Bye.